Hi and welcome to my BMW r1100r. Today I just wanted to explain to you about the front shock. I've replaced it with a BMW gs1100 front shock absorber to give it a little bit more ride height on the front. And overall I'm very impressed in it, and it's worked super. As you can see from here to here kind of thing, it's stretched it out quite far. I'd say probably by about inch and a half, maybe 2 inches in difference. Overall handling of the bike exactly the same. It hasn't really altered anything apart from actually giving a little bit more height on the front, but not notable as when the bike's standing on its own stand. Anyway, this is the gs1100 shock absorber. What I wanted to know would fit the r1100r, and yes, it does. Fits perfectly. It's exactly the same length in every way. It fits from the top here with your nut and bolt. It's a very simple thing to do, and then the same with the bolt at the bottom. Very easy to take off either side. It's got an adjustable section on there, so it's very soft, medium, depending on how heavy you are or how your bike's handling or what you're carrying, you can tighten it up by this piece here. I mean, when I brought the shock, it was on the lowest setting, which is probably somewhere around about there where my finger's pointing. And the bike was sitting generally the same height as it was from standard. And I moved it up one more notch and it lifted it up by about ½ inch, and then again to that it brought it up by about an inch, and then on the last setting, which is that one there, of the turn of the adjuster, it's brought the bike up by about an inch and a half, possibility 2 inches. Now they say with the GS spring and setup on this specific bike, because at the end of the day it is the old GS model bike, but they turned it into the roadster to make it a bit more lower and roadworthy wise for the road than off-roading. So as I've found, in form rooms and everything else, what everybody else is still looking at, this piece here is for the road style bike. That's why it's got a bit of an insert in it, so it drops it down by at least probably inch and a bit. And on the GS, this middle piece here is a raised piece, so it's more like a egg shape kind of thing, more rounded on the top, so it lifts it. So this A-bar piece, as you know what it is, sits higher, and then same with the shock, lifts the bike up, and they say that the whole bike lifts up by about 3 inches. You'll probably notice that when you see the old GS model bike pop by your own r1100r, that yours is going to sit lower, theirs is going to sit higher because of this section in between your forks. It lifts it up by a good 3 inches, plus the shock absorber helps out as well, and the same on the back. To do that, you've got to take your tank off, but you don't have to take the tank completely off the bike and do all the pipes. Just take off your plastic surrounding either side of the bike. The same with this piece. Take that off. Slide the fuel tank about, I'd say about 3 or 4 inches back on your bike. Take your seat off as well, so you've got that little extra room. Watch out for your battery underneath your terminal, so cover them up with a bit of rag so it doesn't arc and short out your bike and blow all your fuses. And then you just undo the bolt at the top. It's a very simple way of doing it, and the same at the bottom. Standard shock absorber is this one. As you can see, it's got no adjusters on it, nothing at all the way around. Very, very standard style shock. This is your bolt, what I was telling you about, what is at the top underneath your fuel tank. There's the principle of undoing that. Inside there you will need an Allen key. So you've got to shove an Allen key down the hole first, then get your spanner, hold the Allen key, turn the spanner, unlocks the bolt itself by holding the Allen key, because otherwise what you're going to find, what's going to happen, you're going to find that you're going to be twisting this shaft. It'll move as you're turning the spanner, so use your Allen key. Spanner at the top, Allen key, break the bolts. Yeah, simple as. So anyway, I was worried when I ordered the front shock off the GS that, you know, like everybody was thinking that is it going to be longer, you know, is the spring going to be fatter, is it going to be bigger, you know, or what, is it even going to fit for a start? Not a bloody clue, apart from reading one or two forum rooms, but you know what they say about all that kind of stuff, you just don't know. So I ordered it, measurements from the bottom to the top of the bolt exactly the same, so you know that when you go to buy or order the old style gs1100 shock absorber, that is the same length and it's going to fit straight into your bike. Depending how heavy you are and weight wise, you know, yeah, adjust it at the bottom for your own likings. For me, I've put it at the highest adjustment, one for my weight and, you know, one for the comfort of the bike, to be truthful with you. Handling has changed it, the actual overall riding of the bike is great. Yeah, I'm not going to change the back end for the GS shock. I'm going to leave the standard shock on the back because I think it's got a good ride height anyway. And, you know, so overall the bike rides absolutely great. Really, really pleased with the you know, the method of upgrading the front shock. Maybe in the future I might go down the lengths of the back one, but who knows. They say that because we're running on a cast alloy wheel, which is, you know, I think it's about, what was it, 18-inch wheel on the back, I believe it was now. I think it's an 18-inch, isn't it? You know, so it's going to be an interesting little you know, thing to do. I know I've been called a you know, it's a 17 or something like that. Anyway, cut the story short, you know, I'd have to change the swing arm pivot piece at the bottom there, that metal bar there. You've got to put a shorter one on to lift the back end up with your GS shock on there. But like I said, I ain't gonna really bother. Maybe in the future, who knows, but at this time we'll leave it as it is. Yeah, so I really hope this video helps you out, you know, and if you guys want to do the same, that's what it is. It just fits at the top there with a simple bolt in the casting section here, and you know, it comes all the way down there, bolts at the bottom, 2 bolts either side, something like a 14 and a 15mm spanner you'll require at the bottom. Adjust it to your own height and happy days. So overall the bike itself now, I feel for myself, is going great. Anyway, like I always say, thanks for subscribing. Hope you like the video. Leave a comment if you want to. and have a nice day. Cheers for watching.